Hey, and welcome to JPC Travel, where we're looking at the Marella Explorer 2. If you're thinking about going on a cruise and never cruised before, then you are in the right place, and we're going to go through our first cruise with you. Hey, we're JPC Travel Talks, and this is our first cruise review. So this is the Marella Explorer 2. There's loads and loads of information on it that you can find online, but through this video we're going to talk you through and show you our favourite parts, mainly it being adults only. So we're starting up here on the top deck, which is so nice to look over the sea. We picked a quiet time today. We've not got the sound on, thankfully, because it was super windy, but on this bit here we have our mini golf. It overlooks the pool area and overlooks the main deck where all the entertainment happens. So taking you up to the mini golf, if I'm honest, this is the only time we used it. It is lovely and it's really fun if you want to get away, but most of the day it was way too hot to use. Also, it's right beside, obviously, where all the kind of steam stuff comes out of the boat. I really don't know what it's called. Anyway, coming down from there, this will take us on to one of the areas where we have lots of sun loungers. This is what they call a veranda, and you can hire these out for a price. So if you want to kind of get away from people and have your own little privacy, then you can do that. I think it's a daily charge. I don't know exactly how much it was because, yeah, we weren't paying it. So if that's of interest to you, I'm sure you can find out from the website. And you do that at the Ocean Spa. So the verandas do come with a bit of a cover. This one looks a bit broken. So if you are looking for a bit of shade, because it is quite difficult to find shade on the boat if it is stationary. So there is these those kind of, I don't know, glass panels. I'm not really sure what they were for. But this takes you to the back of the boat where we didn't actually realise there was all this stuff till later on. So I definitely recommend having a good look around when you get there. We were just too excited to do everything else. So we've got these wee egg chairs that I am modelling my partner in. We look out into the sea there. It was so lovely at this time of night. I think we were kind of came out about 5 o'clock while everyone was getting ready for dinner. Still people out sunbathing because it was still really warm, but as we were on the move, just kind of coming offshore, the wind and the breeze was there, so it was quite cool. Lots of different seating areas around here, lots more sunbeds, and also they did have some covers for the sunbeds, like to make them more comfy. I don't know if there was a price for that. I can't see there being because they were just kind of laid out. However, again, it's not something that we used around here. Here we're just walking, essentially it looks exactly the same on the other side. You've got the different numbers of the verandas, so I suppose if you are thinking about booking one of them, to think about where the sun is, depending if that's what you want. I've just been calling them verandas and they're actually cabanas. I don't really know, whatever it is, you can book them. It's something that we just didn't choose to use. We quite often just like sitting up on this deck to be able to look during the day to look over the pool, and yeah, just get an awesome view of the sea and just where we were. You will see that some of the crew member tidying up. I'll obviously talk more about the crew as the video goes on, but they're absolutely amazing. They do such a good job and they're so friendly. The boat itself has 858 crew, full capacity, so lots of them, but you do get to know them so well. So these are the pictures online of the pool and what the area looks like, so we're just going to take a little walk down. So from where we just were there, I think we would call that deck 12, we're coming down to deck 11. So there's a wee shack here where you can get drinks during the day, and there's a good bit of seating area. On this day, which was one of our last obviously it's all inclusive, so a barbecue to celebrate kind of one of our last days. Again, as you can see, loads of people still out sunbathing, enjoying the last of their holiday, or some of them staying on. Also, people still in the pool. The one to the left has been closed. It's technically one pool, but it's actually two split into one split into two, and there's a couple whirlpools. This is the opposite side of where we just kind of took you at the start there. This is the front of the boat, and this is the famous running track that we actually didn't find until this point. And again, making my lovely assistant take a wee run round. If I was coming again, I definitely would spend a little bit more time around here because it was so nice, but it was super breezy at this point, being at the front, and I was on our kind of setting sail. But yeah, really nice, and if you feel like going for a run, go for it. But there was a gym, which we're going to take to later, which we tried out instead. So if we keep going round, you'll see obviously more sun loungers lying around to the side, and then a view of the pool, and then big pool deck screen, which is used during the day often. Each boat also has a famous mascot, and this one is a cow. So we will also show you a few more of them. Coming to the next one, so we're on deck 12. This is where famous Indigo Bar Club Casino is. So this is it during the day, and again, it's such a nice place if you just want to come and chill and sit and have a drink. There's no need to be gambling or dancing rave. It's just really, really pretty. Again, just somewhere we didn't really get much time to spend during the day, because we like to be busy and doing lots of things. So much seating area here to the side. You will have the kind of home bands playing in here at night times, or kind of late evening entertainment. To the side of the Indigo, you have the roulette tables, you have, I believe it was blackjack, and this night has 3 silent disco, so that was the zoom in. You got your slot machine games, and you also have another one, which to be honest I'm not sure because I'm not a gambler, but probably did give it a go and lost money really quick. So swiftly moving out of there, and you will notice also we asked to sanitize your hands a lot, being one of the big things about COVID and cruise ships, so we're still really good on hygiene, which is good. We're taking you down to the ocean spa. So if you're someone that likes to pamper themselves on holiday, then this is definitely a place for you. Again, hands to spray. So this is the reception area. It was really awkward because no one was there, so I don't really want to keep my camera up too much and feel like I was videoing people. So firstly, taking you down here into the gym. We did use the gym. There is a thermal suite. I don't know what it looks like, but there is photos online. And I didn't want to just keep my head in. So you've got the gym here, a couple of treadmills. The equipment, I would say, is a little bit older than I kind of expected it would be. It has seen a bit of wear and tear. There was just a kind of studio room where they do different classes, which are all inclusive, and this guy was trying to sell me to get my foot sorted, but it just wasn't my vibe. So I avoided that. Alongside that is also this area, which is hair and nails, I believe. So if you're into that, go for it. I just do it before I go. To just here on the right hand side, you'll see this door. That was where the massages happen, and I managed to win one, so we'll go to that later. Just outside of there is the pool bar, and that's the whirlpools just in front of us to the right there. The 4 whirlpools that run. Weirdly, it's actually really nice to go in them. Just down here is Nona's. Oh, I'm just showing you where another way came out. Nona's. Now, this was one of our favourite places, and you'll see Perry in a second. Perry, love Perry. He was great. So he worked in Nona's. We ate here quite often, and again, I'm going to come back to this, but I feel like Italian food and a bit more casual, that's where to go. And with your with a boat it is free. Ice cream, if you like ice cream, which my partner loves, then you can pay extra. There's a charge for it. I think it's like $2.50. It's really not that expensive, so if you do fancy ice cream, you can just pay a little extra for it. Beside there, here are the two shower areas for going in and out the pool, and I'm just making my way back to make sure that my partner has got me that strawberry daiquiri said. And here's one of the menus. We're looking at the main deck here with the pool and the main food areas, which will be the one that you are probably on most if you are going on. So I just had a look at the time, it was 7 o'clock, and again, as you can see, still loads of people out. Some people having their dinner in the beach cove. The beach cove to the right here, it wasn't somewhere we went because it was an additional charge, and we just didn't feel like the menu really suited us compared to what else was available for not an extra charge. Along the side, come from behind the stage, which looks onto the pool, which they have lots of entertainment in the afternoons. And this is a snack shack. It is awesome. You get lots of different little things during the day, and over to the right there's fridges, and they have like grab and go sandwiches. So if you are planning on going off the boat, then you can grab something in there and go away, or if you just fancy something little in the afternoon. Marketplace is like your all-inclusive style buffet. So if you've been on holiday and you're staying at a hotel all-inclusive, this is what it's like, except from, I would say it is better. It's got more options. So this night was an Italian night. They had make your own pastas, and there was pizzas. There's always pizzas, I believe. But there's loads of different options. It goes all the way around. It's really big. But essentially they have the same on one side as they do on the other side. It's just to kind of manage the space. But yeah, loads and loads of seats. This takes us to more lifts and stairs, and this is taking us again to the back of the boat. This tends to be where the crew sit at the back here, not outside, but just at the back area. This was actually one of my favourite places. We came one evening and had a drink out here, and it was just stunning. Got some lovely pictures from a lady that was photographing us. Big shout out to her. These are the balconies that, again, we'll talk about our cabin, that you could pay for, but just as there, we actually never seen anyone sitting on them really. This was my partner running down to see if there was anything there, but there wasn't. Nothing exciting. So back in we go on the other side, and you'll see on this side it was closed off slightly because they do like a wee tapas thing. So I've just quickly jumped to the other side, and this was the wee menu. So if you are for that, again, it just wasn't really for us. We felt like there's better things elsewhere. So coming up to the right on the other side that we came in is actually a sandwich and panini bar, which you can, I think, get your own made ones, but it's similar to what was in the fridge at the shack, just beside the shack. So we're going back up now to deck 12, and this is on the rear side of the boat above the restaurant. And in here we do have some table tennis. We decided on one of the entertainment days that we were going to go the first day and play the little table tennis competition. Alright, there's my partner playing himself, and it's just right beside the elevators. And we were staying down in deck 4, so that's where we're going to go now. There is 14 decks, there's 9 lifts in total, and there's 907 cabins. So we were kind of in the middle. We kind of got lost, but there is different sections, so this is like the red section. This is us in our room. As I said, we did pick the most basic one. And if I'm honest, storage is small, but that's kind of just part of being on a boat, I think, and everything being super small. So we had to be a bit creative with where we hung in things that were maybe wet from the pool. But we had a fairly big TV, a suitcase that we're packing, our beds, which had space underneath if you needed to put anything there, a nice big space here for getting ready for me. And in there was other space to hold stuff. So there was enough space. And yes, I had to get signature making towels on the bed. So cute. Loved it. That was my favourite bit. Coming in every day and finding what we had. So this is in the middle. This is actually in the centre of our boat. I think they call it the atrium. So downstairs you have different bars. So that was flutes there, and we had someone singing this night. Here is actually just forwarded us to our Broadway show. So I'll probably show you later where about that actually is, but it's at the very back of the boat, close to where we just were there. And every time you come into a Broadway show, there is drinks available, even though you can pick up your own just beforehand in a bar. But you can also get one while you're there. They do take them away when the show starts, but it's a nice little touch. Broadway shows and everything on in this area was definitely something we wish we'd looked at a little bit sooner. We kind of only went halfway through our week, and there were some amazing things. We had a Dusty Springfield Act tribute. It wasn't really for me, but it was good. We had this comedian, he was absolutely hilarious. Here's him doing a Billy Connolly impression. He also did like a late night show and was hilarious. So many people came back for it. It was like mob, so really good. These were all kind of special guests that they had on the boat, so they will be at different times. However, even their crew that they have doing the music and the musicals are so good. This was actually other members of the crew that got to do their own little talent night, which was great. But I think this is one of ours. I think it was the 60s Broadway show, which again, I thought, nah, it's not going to be for me, but it was just so good. The music they picked, the dance and the lights, unbelievable. So we're back in Indigo, back in the sun during the day, having a little beer, walking around, just living our best life really. This was the dance floor that we didn't really get to see last time, which does fill up in the night. And I again obviously forced my partner to go and have a little boogie, show us his moves. Yeah, interesting. This is Marcos. This was one of our favourite guys. He was just solo on guitar, really good, just had the wee kind of switchboard. And that was in Indigo. This was also Indigo on the Silent Disco night. They had 2 Silent Disco nights when we were there, and yeah, so fun. First night we were up boogieing a lot. The other night that we had it, not so much, took it a little bit chill, but it was so fun. So yeah, here he goes again, showing his moves. Also at night, which is so good, they do have a little like food bit for later on, so if you had too many drinks and need something to eat, they do have that right at the back of the marketplace. Here is us just outside admiring the view as the sun is setting. You can pretty much walk around the whole outside of the boat. This is at night time on the main deck. The cleaners and the staff are so good at getting things tidied and ready for the evening. And this was one of the movie nights, so you can grab a sun lounger. If a movie's on, you can just lie back and watch. And this was one of the more of the entertainment nights, so this was the entertainment staff, and oh, they were so funny. And this is Dick with his flamingo. He was just brilliant. And yeah, they've got the video so you can actually see everyone else on it, and they were trying to rile up the crowd and they did such a good job. It was so fun. Yeah, again, as you see, dancing away, dancing away. So this is one of their half and half competitions where you compete against one side of the boat and the side of the boat. So yeah, there was quite a lot of this during the day, different quizzes and such where you can win Marella flip-flops. This happened to be one of the nights where football was on, everyone was keen. They don't usually show the football, but because it was England and it was the whatever it was on, and being Scottish we weren't that interested, so we vacated, which made everything quieter, so that was great for us. This was one of the pubs that we went to often. It's called the Squid and Anchor. It is like your typical chilled pub, so we will get to that. This was entering from the other side. There was bathrooms just past there, and again lots of seating, but at night it did get really difficult to find a seat. The bar was just up there to the left. Again, lots of people around, so I didn't really like that I was just kind of throwing my camera in their face. But yeah, a little stage area and a screen. This was where they did the first night karaoke, and yeah, of course we were there. Over here was a whiskey and gin bar. Again, not something that we really went for, but if you are a gin or whiskey drinker, then obviously highly recommend. And this guy, he was so cute, and these people wanted to keep getting the video, so yeah. We actually got the premium drinks package. It's not really my kind of thing to spend extra money, however, it's like £160 extra a person. And if I'm honest, if you prefer nicer drinks and cocktails, and if you like drinking out of a can, for example, Coke, Diet Coke, do it. It's absolutely worth it. For an extra couple of quid, really, a day, you definitely use it. So 100%, if you are doing that, get the wee premium package. So leaving the Squid and Anchor, and obviously sanitising your hands as you leave. You come to the coffee port. This out there is a smoking area. We're not smokers, so we didn't use it often. The other side you will see the kind of green side, which was other lifts. Okay, so turns out I've taken you back to the Squid and Anchor at night time. You can see obviously a couple of people getting ready for the entertainment. They did have really class entertainment on, whether it was bands, whether it was like quiz shows. Yeah, we really loved it in here. We were in here most nights. This was a karaoke, and we are karaoke fans, so of course we were up. And this was a couple there pointing at me. And on the last night, they actually had all their kind of bands and singers come together and do like a duo thing. So we've got Marcos up there, you've got the house band up there. So yeah, it was, and the Beats are in the back. They were our other favourite. And this is them on a little quiz night, where we can all get involved. So it's such a nice way to get to know other people on the boat, and yeah, just have fun. This is me videoing the sun going down again on one of our last nights, and yeah, I just can't get over how stunning this is. I did not realise how amazing a cruise could be and how beautiful it could be. I just totally underestimated it. So here is us coming out at the red stairs area again. Most of the spaces have these interactive boards, so you can tap them and it will give you lots of information on the boat, where you're at, things you can do, what you can book, loads of information. Medical centre, as you can see, and yeah, my lovely assistant doing his job. This is the golf themed area. It's actually just before the Broadway show, so you'd walk through this to get to the Broadway at the, I think it's at the front, yeah, it's at the front of the boat. We're not golfing people, but we can appreciate how good it would be if you are. There's a simulator, and they have different activities again. If it's something you're into, definitely go give it a try. There is these wee golf carts that are so cute to sit in and get your picture taken. And yeah, the theme is just really cool. And like I said, if you are a golf person, definitely up your street. So now we're bringing you back to the food. So this is in Nonna's, and this is where you can kind of pick what you want pasta pizza wise. It's kind of they'll make your own, and it's all freshly made. And we did love it in here. We loved the feeling. We've got this calzone that we didn't realize they did, and this kind of make your own pasta, the Alfredo sauce to die for. So now we are heading somewhere else. You can tell it's our first video, but it's all fine. So we're heading up to the Broadway shops. This is again somewhere we never spent a lot of time. It is only open when the ship's in movement, the duty-free shops, because they're not allowed to sell when they are not moving. So if you are looking for duty-free, and otherwise there's other stores here. They are lovely and really cute, so definitely have yourself a wee look round. Out of this area takes you on to some more shops, and to the left there we just passed was part of Flutes, and we're heading back into Flutes, and this is where you can press for bubbly. We were too scared to press it though, so we didn't, but we'll get back to that. Through here is aperitif, and there is some restaurants that are a surplus, so we're paying for. So there is a surf and turf restaurant, which does look lovely, and there's aperitif, which we did like, and realizing you got pink prosecco in here, so that was a win. And my partner, he loves a bramble, so he got that. And on the left was an Asian style restaurant. Again, all surplus for them, not the bar, but the others. There was often people taking pictures, and so you can purchase them. We'll see them in the coffee port later, but again, it wasn't our thing. Latitude is one of the restaurants that you don't have to pay for. You might have to queue, and you might have to have a bit of a dress code. However, it is lovely. I recommend, if you're going there and you want to feel like you are having that little bit more luxury, but don't want to pay it, go. It's like a 3-course meal without paying. It's weird. Then down the way, down the stairs, is Vista. So they're both on top of each other. They both look the same, but Vista is a little bit more laid back, and it's the more Italian-based one. Here is us in Vista. You can see it's really lovely. You can see outside. Yeah, just more of that feeling of being served. And apologies, we realised we were needing these pictures, and we'd eaten half our dinner. So on every stairs and after every elevator, you will find that they have a running order of where everything is, and often we had to check them. Here on deck 5 is our main reception. It's not something we really need to use often. There's a bike guide if that's something you want to do when you get off at excursions or different ports. Hire a bike to book your next holiday, which quite often people do. There's a space in there. This is the reception, and over there is the dining club. Again, it was a surplus restaurant. We'd pay extra, so we didn't go. We weren't there to spend more than we needed to because it wasn't cheap as it was. So this was the button I was talking about in Flutes that we were too scared to press. We just wanted to go up and ask for our Prosecco, and obviously it was a bit more to pay if you wanted champagne, but the Prosecco was nice, so can't complain. Walking back upstairs, you can kind of see this is our atrium area, and it brings you on to the shops again. And they kind of just wind all the way around. Honestly, I'm looking at this and getting lost about where I was again. It definitely took us a few days. And you can see why people go back. So this is the duty-free shop they had, just as you would get in an airport. You can access it on the boat if you wish. Again, just not something that we needed to do. There is a coffee port, and again, if you get that drinks premium, you can get your coffees from here, so it may be something you would definitely want to look into, because I'm not a coffee snob, but the coffee in the marketplace is not great and you don't get in your room. Here is a little bit outside, and that table there is for the wee craft clubs they do in the afternoons. And there's your stationary cow. In this area, they don't just do coffee, they do other drinks like J2Os and things, which you get on the premium. And there is loads of games and books, which I can imagine if the weather's not great or you just want to chill, this would be a perfect place to come. I often came for my coffee in the morning before we went down for breakfast, if I'm honest. This is the time we used it. Over to the other side there at the left is where you would get all your pictures. So if you've had pictures taken, this is where you can get them and pay for them. Before we get back in the Broadway shops, to the left before that, here is a kind of area you can sit out on, and I believe is a smoking area also, but don't quote me on that. I'm sure I've seen people smoking there. There is designated smoking areas. It's not something we do, so we didn't use. So that covers our time on the boat. It was absolutely unreal. I can't recommend it enough, and I can't believe how good it was. We are going to touch base on where we went on our cruise now, after covering all the things that we have on the boat. Now, every day you get one of these, and we didn't realise on the first day you get it on the bus. It goes through like the different excursions you can have, the team, messages. So if you want to send a message to your loved ones, if it's people's birthdays, and it's got a running time there on the left of when everything is. So keep it. Don't leave it on the bus like we did. We got an extra one, it was fine, but it will just allow you to see what's happening. So we actually flew from Glasgow to Dubrovnik in Croatia, and everything's done for you, like literally everything, your bags, the lot. We had a little explore around Dubrovnik and just the wee port before we left, and these were some of the stunning views before we set sail. The next day was at sea, and it was quite difficult to get sun loungers, so we do suggest if you are, then you are quick. There was a raffle that day, and I won the raffle, which was great, and the massage was great. These are just a few pictures of our day on the boat. So the next place we went was in Slovenia. It was absolutely beautiful. It happened to have the Eurofest of handball there, so we managed to see a little bit of that, which was great. Totally up our street and something different. We also took a walk right to the end, and we seen this big aqua park, and obviously as we had to have a go on it. The next day on the Sunday was Rijeka in Croatia. Not gonna lie, I was mega hungover this day, so wasn't living life so much. It was very hot, and if I'm honest, there wasn't much open because it was a Sunday, so we didn't spend too long. Ancona, Italy was the next one. We did Italy last year and we loved it, so we did spend a bit of time in town having a look round. The food in Italy is just something else, so of course we had to stop for pizza. We next stop was in Split in Croatia. When we got to Split, we had a good look round the area. We're not Hunger Games people, but we could appreciate how beautiful it was. We did a long walk in the very hot heat, to try and find a beach, which we didn't really find. So not much else to do there. And then when we got to Montenegro and Bar, we did decide this was going to be our it was our last stop, and it was going to be our most relaxed. So we did find somewhere to rent some sun loungers and have a little dip in the sea. Of course, my partner's just got to get all the pictures in. And yeah, it was really lovely. There just wasn't, again, all that much to do, so this is where maybe an excursion would be good. So that concludes our time on the Marella Explorer 2. Would we recommend a cruise? Yes, 100%. If you're thinking about it, do it. And we would go with TUI again. We thought that the staff were great. We did appreciate that it was adults only. We loved the food and the range of food, as well as the range of activities and things to do. And we do recommend the premium drinks offer. All in all, there wasn't much that we would change. We do wish that the transfer day was a little bit easier and smoother. They do everything for you, but you don't get your bags until 4 p.m. Also, when we went to Dubrovnik as our port of leaving and coming back, we didn't really get to explore it, so that was a bit of a downer as well. Also, instead of like a wristband, you get a card which you have to use to get all your drinks and take off the boat, as well as always having to take your passport off at ports. Thank you for watching our first cruise review. Please like and subscribe if you liked it, and leave us some comment and feedbacks for next time. We have been JPC Travel Talks, and we'll see you on our next trip.